A very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us for the Friday edition of the show. It's the last one for the week. We'll try to make it worth your while. I'm Yemi Adebayo.
Absolutely. My name is Tayo. Many thanks for joining us on the show. All right, we're starting off the show with what's going to happen over the weekend in the CAF Confederation Cup. Big matchup between Rivers United and Enyimba of Aba. It's they're playing for the right to qualify for the group phase of the CAF Confederation Cup.
All right, so we'll see what happens in there. There's a story around this game, and of course we'll bring that to you later. A huge incentive for Rivers United to do well in this game, but we'll talk about that much later on the show. Let's go to Qatar now, and so it doesn't really come as a surprise, but at the end of the day, it's still a big title for the Bavarian Giants. Bayern Munich are world champions after defeating Mexican side Tigres by a lone goal. Benjamin Pavard in the 59th minute scoring for the Bavarian Giants, and it's the 6th title. An amazing year for Bayern Munich, sweeping all the titles in sight. And very good one for the German team.
You can say that again, just the second side in world football to win 6 titles in one calendar year after Barcelona did it under Pep Guardiola all the years ago. That was in 2009. Also on the show, we're going to Australia now, Melbourne to be precise, where the state of Victoria is going into another lockdown for 5 days. And as a result, fans have now been barred from going into the stadiums to watch the Australian Open.
Sad one there, but of course, we always knew with the presence of COVID-19, all scenarios are possible.
Of course.
And now the organizers have to choose between letting the games go ahead and safety. So of course, with both considered, they have decided the games will go ahead, but the fans will have to sacrifice.
It's a no-brainer. That's what it is. Hopefully the fans are able to come back into the stadiums when they achieve the circuit breaker. That's what this is all about. We'll talk more about the Australian Open shortly. But before then, we're going to go to the NBA games played last night and early this morning. Just the 5 of them, which is very strange because usually it's always packed.
Trailer load.
Exactly. But we have the results of the games that were played early this morning for you, starting off with the matchup between the Houston Rockets and the Miami Heat. It was 101-94 in favor of Miami. Jimmy Butler with a triple-double of 27 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists in that victory. I mean, for the Rockets, they're slumping. They can't seem to buy a win at the moment.
Yeah, I talked about them a while ago, saying that they have a good defense and all that, but then again, you have to start winning. And a lot of people still point to how the beard left. Maybe it affects the team or not, but they have to prove, and the results have to start showing that, you know, whatever happens,
they're not missing it.
They're not missing it.
Exactly. Anyways, hopefully the Rockets bounce back as soon as possible. The Raptors and the Celtics also faced off, ended 120-106 in favor of Boston. It's a very interesting story surrounding Shemi Ojeleye in this game. He's a Nigerian, obviously. I'll come back and talk more about him. Let's move on to the Pacers and the Pistons. Ended 111-95 in favor of Indiana. Domantas Sabonis with 26 points, 8 boards, and 8 assists on the night for the Pacers. We've managed to now snap their 4-game losing streak. The Golden State Warriors defeated the Orlando Magic 111-105. This game was all about Steph Curry knocking down 10 3-pointers on his way to 40 points, and also contributed 8 rebounds and 5 assists. If the Warriors are going to
consistency in 13 straight games, just sinking all of this. I mean, I watched his practice one day. I think he made 20 throws or something, and the accuracy, the percentage was like over 90.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And if the Warriors are going to achieve anything, anything decent, Curry has to play at this level every night because we know there's no Clay, and Draymond Green offensively is limited, and the other young guys don't bring it every night like Curry can. So if the Golden State Warriors are to return to the postseason at the very least, then they'll be needing this version of Steph Curry on a nightly basis. Last but not the least was the 76ers losing against the Portland Trailblazers. In this game was Carmelo Anthony scoring a season-high 24 points off the bench, including 16 in the fourth quarter. They don't come more clutch than that. Yeah. 16 points in the fourth quarter, just when your team needs you and you step up to the plate.
Between him and Damian Lillard,
Damian as well too.
Yeah, you had like 54 points together. I mean, we always talk about him coming in to help these guys, and he's doing just that.
He's doing just that.
I'm happy to see him grab the headlines most of the time.
I know.
It feels good.
After being counted out for a long time, just a couple of years ago, like Yemi said, Damian Lillard contributed 30 points on the night for Portland in their fourth win in 5 games. For the 76ers, it was Joel Embiid leading the way with 35 points and 9 rebounds. All right, let's come back to the Celtics and the Raptors. That's the game I talked to you about, where it wasn't Jaylen Brown, it wasn't Jason Tatum, it was this guy on your screen, Semi Ojeleye, leading the way for the Celtics in their 120-106 victory over the Toronto Raptors. It finished with a career-high 24 points and made 6 3-pointers in that victory. You know, when your star players, for whatever reason, are not bringing it on a night, and when you get your opportunity, you got to take it. And that's exactly what Semi Ojeleye did.
And I'm very happy he's in the news along with Peter Pritchard.
There you go.
Both
yeah,
guys
the rookie.
combined for 44 points in that game. I like the way you put it. When some of the guys respect, it's all about load shedding. You know, the guys that are known, a lot of the opponents come in, use tactics, try to reduce their influence.
The effectiveness,
and even Shemi said in the post-match that he's happy with the two guys because even when they're not scoring, it shows that when they're on the court, they contribute in other ways. You know, allows people like Shemi step up and do it, probably because the attention is on the guys, the main guys who are expected to get.
That's what you do as a role player. If your main guy, if your star guys are being limited, you've got to take advantage of it, and that's exactly what Shemi Ojeleye has done for the Boston Celtics in their win against the Toronto Raptors. Let's talk about our top performer, the guy that stood out overnight for their various teams. Steph Curry, of course, has to be on this list. 40 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists for the Golden State Warriors in their victory. And last but not the least is Damian Lillard, 30 points, 2 rebounds, and 7 assists for the Portland Trailblazers in their victory over the best team in the Eastern Conference, the Philadelphia 76ers.
A remarkable win. I don't know if it's going to be what we're going to see. It's the time is fast. So but a lot of people have said a lot about that game, that they've laid down the marker, they've shown they can mix it with the best. We'll see what happens.
Fingers crossed. All right, let's go down under now. Let's go to Melbourne. Victoria, to be precise. Yemi, like you said, this was always a possible potential scenario. And no surprises at all. The Australian Open fans for the next 5 days will not be allowed into the stadiums as Margaret Court Arena, Rod Laver, name them. You're not going to be allowed in there again because of a new lockdown rules and restrictions in that part. Yeah,
fears of a spike, and the guys want to just quickly nip it in the bud. A lot of us were even surprised that they were going to allow fans in the first place. But you must give Australia credit; they've handled the situation very well. But of course, you have to be cautious. For that, let's take a look at the fixtures. 8 matches to be played this weekend, and you already know why, because 2 teams are involved in the CAF Confederation Cup. So there you have it. Kasen United against Jigawa Golden Stars, Pillars against MFM, Adamawa United against FC Flying That's why United against Aqua United. These are some of the fixtures on match day 10. Let's flip quickly and also take a look at some of the other matches to be played. We have Kasina United. We've seen this. Probably we'll see the other ones as well as we go on. But a lot of interesting fixtures for the week, and we'll see. Away wins now becoming like a norm in the Abia Warriors against Rangers, Heartland against Lobby Stars, Wiki Torres up against Sunshine Stars, and Kwara United up against Dakada.
I'll be watching Kwara United, keeping a close eye on that game between Kwara United and Dakada, as well as Sunshine Stars are going all the way to Wiki Torres. Sunshine Stars have the top scorer in the league at the moment, Sadiq Yusuf. I will see if he can continue his rich vein of form. Of course, I will come back on Monday You're going to be getting all the results, all the reaction, and some of the highlights of the games played across the various stadiums. Okay, we're not leaving football in Nigeria just yet. There's a big one coming up this weekend as well in the CAF Confederation Cup, Rivers and Enyimba.
As a prelude to that, the governor of Rivers State has given the Rivers United, Pride of Rivers State, a huge incentive to go on and beat Enyimba. Of course, the governor, that's talking about Governor Nyesom Wike, announced a package. I'm going to let you listen to him in his own words. I don't want to put words in his mouth. But of course, he's doing a lot of things for Rivers United and Rivers Angels as incentives for them to do well, get on the continent. Let's quickly listen to the governor of Rivers State talk about what he intends to do if Rivers United and Rivers Angels impress him.
If you win CAF Cup, your life will change. I don't want to pronounce what I have to change your life, but just win it for the people of the state and then see whether you will be the same. The same thing applies to the Rivers Angels. Win the trophy, be the first that will go to play CAF in Africa, then also your lives will also change. Now, as a motivating factor, if you go and win Enyimba and come back, we'll give you 20 million naira.
All right, the governor gave bosses to those two teams. Whatever he gave to the guys, he gave to the ladies. And you listen to him in his own words, your life will change if you win this. If Rivers Angels get to be the first team to qualify for the CAF Women's Champions League, their lives will change as well. We don't know what he intends to do, but obviously it's going to be huge because he's saying, look, get past Enyimba, 20 million guarantee.
Yeah, that's a massive motivation. Huge. I mean, apart from the players are wanting to go on into the group stage of the competition, this extra incentive as well to should push them all the way. I want to believe they'll be giving over 100% for this particular matchup. And just before we leave football in Nigeria, the NPFL, of course, we know 80-90% owned by government, right? It's not ideal, I mean, for a professional football league, but Nigeria's situation is a bit peculiar. But if the owners, the state governments, can actually support their teams the way Rivers does, Rivers United and Rivers Angels and the likes, and we don't hear issues about salaries being owed, stuff like that, then it won't be such a bad thing for the clubs to be owned by the government. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. If you run the clubs professionally, it doesn't matter to me.
Who doesn't own
if the state, you do what they paid the allowances, they paid everything. I don't think anybody will complain.
I don't think so. So that's it. Hopefully the others can take cue from this going forward. All right, then let's move on now to England and talk about the FA Cup. The quarterfinal lineup is complete. And, of course, Chelsea got the job done yesterday against Barnsley. It was a very, very difficult game. Could have gone either ways, but at the end of the day, it was Thomas Tuchel's side advancing into the last 8. Let's just get confirmation of the results, and when we come back, our guest analyst will be joining us from London to help us review those games, as well as preview the big match in the English Premier League later tonight. We'll see pictures coming from that game between Chelsea and Barnsley. All right, then, Ada Peters is ready to join us, I believe. Ada's going to help us do a review of the games that were played in the FA Cup yesterday night. And, of course, we'll look ahead to the big match between Tottenham and Manchester City in the Premier League this weekend. Ada, good morning. It's great to have you on the show.
Good morning, Tayo.
Great to have you, Ada. Let's just cut to the chase and let's go straight and talk about the FA Cup games that were played yesterday. Chelsea getting the job done over Barnsley. It was a very, it wasn't the most straightforward of games for Chelsea, but just like they've done under Thomas Tuchel, they're getting They're managing to get the job done. The odd goal here and there, but winning is all that really matters, right?
Yes, Chelsea is still in fine form under Tuchel. 4 wins now. They are still unbeaten. They are
Yep.
showing that they can work as a team. Tammy Abraham came through for the team yesterday against Barnsley, and in the quarters now they are paired with Sheffield United. They are, on paper they should totally win that game. So they have one leg more or less in the semi-finals and a realistic expectation for silverware this season.
Of course, they take on Sheffield United, and you expect them to get the job done in that one. Let's talk about the other fixtures, the other pairings for the FA Cup last 8. There's Manchester United taking on Leicester City. That looks like the standout tie for me.
Yes, it's going to be a difficult one. United and Leicester City, the last time they met in the Premier League, they played, and they shared the points. But in this kind of games, we have to have a winner. United have to win the game, to Leicester City. And Leicester City, Brendan Rodgers as well, will be looking at this FA Cup and saying, even if his team have played so well in the last 2 seasons, they really need to take this cup seriously.
Okay, all right. Ada Yemi here. I want to ask you. It's a jump, but I'm going to ask you. We're in the last 8. At this point, can you, if you have a crystal ball, I don't know if you do, but if you do, can you look ahead and say it's very likely this team might emerge the winner of the competition? It's a stretch, I know, and I have a reason for asking you.
It's really a stretch, Chelsea is playing Sheffield. They are likely to get into the semis. Everton is paired with City. One of them have to cancel out the other. Leicester has to beat United to get in there. And then we have Southampton and AFC Bournemouth. I mean, at the end of the day, it might just be one of the Manchester City United teams the Manchester teams that win it. But I won't rule out Chelsea at the same time. It's so difficult to predict who'll win it, to be fair.
So you're standing on the fence. That's what it seems like. You're not sticking your neck out. It's too early.
Yeah, it's a bit too early. I know people are pitching Manchester City for a quadruple, but they have so many games to run through. They have just so many games to run through. And I just think Tuchel might pull something. Tuchel or Brendan Rodgers might just
rain on their parade. All right, then we'll see. Fingers crossed. Ada, let's go on and go to. We're still going to stay in England this time. The Premier League, of course, is hotting up now, and we're starting to separate the real contenders from the pretenders. This weekend, real contender will be taking on a team that have looked like pretenders thus far, especially in recent times. That's Manchester City taking on Tottenham. And the last time Man City lost was against Tottenham. Since then, they haven't lost. Since then, it's been 2 different directions for the 2 sides. Tottenham going backwards, you have to say, while it's been onwards and upwards for the citizens.
Yeah, that's a game to look out for. If Manchester City want to win their 5th Premier League title, and if Pep Guardiola wants to equal the same amount of titles as Wenger and Mourinho, if he wants to win his 3rd title, he has to be winning a game like this. I feel Manchester City coming off 15 games now on a winning streak.
Yep.
They'll bring a lot to this game. They are home to Spurs. Spurs have their key players back. They have Harry Kane, who has been scoring since he came back. He scored against Wolves. He scored against Everton. But they're coming off FA Cup midweek games where they played a grueling 2 hours against Everton. And I just see Manchester City getting the 3 points in this game.
Okay. Well, Tottenham Hotspur's problems this season have been well documented. I want to ask you, what is the best or the highest that Tottenham can aspire to this season? What can they achieve that probably Jose will say, well, in spite of all my challenges, I did this and it's still great?
First of all, we have to remember that they still have a leg in the EFL Cup. I know they play Manchester City in the finals,
Yep.
but if by sheer determination they can win that cup, for Jose, that would be bringing a cup to Tottenham Hotspurs for the first time in a really, really long time. The last time they won a cup, I think, was in 2008
Yes.
or thereabouts. It's a
13
really
years and
long time.
counting.
Yes, that will be interesting. In terms of finishing in the league, it could be difficult to aspire to top four, but they are only 4 points off Liverpool right now. You know, if they are able to continue to get good results, they can also fight for a place in top four in the Premier League as well.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there. They've got a game in hand as well. So against Aston Villa, if they manage to win that game, like I said, they'll close the gap on the top four. It's not totally, let's not totally count them out from that race just yet. So Ada, you already said it's City to get all 3 points. We will see what happens over the weekend. Let's go to Qatar now and talk about the FIFA Club World Cup. It was Bayern taking on Tigres, the Mexican side, and no surprise at all that Bayern got the job done despite missing key players like Thomas Müller and Boateng returned to Germany for personal reasons. Benjamin Pavard got the winning goal in that game and 6 titles in 12 months. Just ridiculous and incredible achievements for the Bavarians.
100%. They've been exceptional, top drawer. It's been a year to remember for Bayern Munich, seeing them win so many trophies in the fashion they did, and celebrating, seeing a player like Lewandowski, just getting all the plaudits back to back. You have to congratulate the coach and the players of Bayern Munich.
Ada, let me jump in and ask you, were you surprised with the scoreline? Were you expecting a huge margin win for Bayern, or did you think the Mexican side, but in fairness to them, have already punched above their weight? Were you thinking an upset was on the cards? Where did you stand? Huge margin win, or maybe an upset that's before the game?
They've been on the front foot in terms of international football, Champions League football, dominating domestically with a lot of domestic titles to their name. And, you know, you can't just write them off when you talk about them defending the Champions League this season again. You know, with the sort of quality they have in their squad, you want to see them in the conversation for some time to come.
Yeah, I don't think Bayern are going anywhere just yet. And overall, on the FIFA Club World Cup, we've seen Europe once again winning this competition. I believe they won for about 13 times since the early days when we used to have Sao Paulo International and Corinthians, upsetting the apple cart. But with the way things are now and with the formats, which is obviously going to change very soon as well. So do you see any other continents coming to the fore?
Yes, we have the since 2000 when this tournament started. It's been pretty much Europe with Real Madrid winning it 4 times, Barcelona thrice, Bayern Munich once. You have Liverpool United. It's either European teams or Southern American teams, you know, like Corinthians and the rest of them. I remember in 2010 we had a Congolese team make it to the semi-final, CP Mazembe. And that was a big talking point about realistically how, you know, other continents could fare. Big congratulations to Al Ahly of Egypt as well.
There you go.
For doing very well this season. We have Junior Ajayi, a Nigerian, playing in that club. Yeah, so it's based on the format. You would expect either a Southern American team or a European team to win it.
All right, not Africa, right? All right, then, Ada, thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a fantastic weekend. Hopefully, we can do this again next week. All right, cheers.
Bye.
There you go. It's Ada Peters, a football analyst from London. We need to go on a break now. When we come back, we're talking about the big fight in the UFC, 255 this Saturday. Kamaru Usman defending his title against former teammate Gilbert Burns.
All right, welcome back. We're on the home stretch. Let's bring you into all that we're doing. There's a lot to talk about. Piece of breaking news that we're going to tell you shortly. But first, let's let you know that you can be a part of this show. Talk to us on all of the things you've heard us talk about. FIFA Club World Cup, CAF Confederation Cup, Australian Open, and all of these things. Tweet at us at channels_sports. Let's have your views. Let's know what you think we should be talking about. That's it. All right, Taya, so let's quickly have it. We have a little time to talk about the UFC and also a Nigerian booking a place at the Olympics.
Fantastic news breaking, just coming in from the Africa Judo Union. Nigeria's Enku Ekuta has now qualified for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. That's for the judo event. Enku was in the studio sometime towards the end of last year, and she told us her main goal was to qualify for the Olympics, and she's done exactly just that. She's been traveling all over Africa, garnering points, and it's good to see she's managed to get enough to secure a spot. So congratulations to Nigeria's Enku Ekuta. Hopefully when she comes back, there you go. That's all right. They're a very petite girl. Well, she's actually very, very good. You don't want to mess with her at all. Congratulations to her. Still talking mixed martial arts, combat sports this weekend in Las Vegas. Kamaru Usman is going to defend his welterweight title against Gilbert Burns. Burns used to be former training partner, and so it makes this fight very, very tricky. There you go. That's the tail of the tape. The Nigerian Nightmare taking on Burns from Brazil. And Yemi, if you look at all of these attributes, physical attributes, that is, Kamaru's got the edge. Height, reach, record, stance. Kamaru's got the edge, but it's going to be very tricky. Like I said, for Kamaru Usman, he's on a winning streak of 12 straight fights. That's in the welterweight division. And if he manages to defeat Gilbert Burns on Saturday, he would have that record to himself, which he currently shares with GSP, George St. Pierre.
I mean, he had my respect the last fight he had, because I was scared. The guy.
You were scared for that one, right?
Forgotten the guy's name.
Jorge Masvidal.
Oh.
Yeah.
That guy.
Because it was such a short notice
yes,
and all of that, yeah.
I was really scared, but now, this, I'm a bit worried because, look, the records might tilt, the stats might tilt towards our man.
True.
But you're fighting against somebody who knows you
knows
in and
it
out.
very well.
Knows what you're thinking about, what you might want to do, the tricks you have, and all of that. So I'll expect that Usman will approach this cautiously and not be overconfident.
True.
But I believe in his abilities, and he's shown us over the years how good he is. And hopefully at the end of this fight, at the end of this bout, we'll be talking about another win.
Another win for Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian Nightmare. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we'll come back on Monday to celebrate the greatness of this guy. UFC 259 is not far away as well, to where Israel Adesanya will be aiming to become two-division world champion when it takes on Jan Jawovic in the light heavyweight category. So all the best. Let me get ahead of myself. All the best to Kamaru Usman.
Hopefully that will be what we'll see on Monday.
Exactly. All right then. So before we look at the papers, I'll just take a couple of tweets. Efe, you're congratulating Alali for winning bronze, and also for the man from South Africa coaching Alali, that's Pitso Mosimane, getting a bronze medal for the continents. All right, let's take a look at the papers now.
All right, Sporting Sun, the first one before us. Raw fires warning shot to Ahmed Musa. We're looking at Sporting Sun, the Friday edition of Sporting Sun. That's first people we're looking at. That's it right there on your screen. Raw fires warning shot to Ahmed Musa. Find new club before AFCON qualifiers. The story I find interesting here. Lukaku tops Guardiola's striker wish list.
I've been seeing that recently. I'm like, what's going on?
You know, but what do I know? Because sometimes this coach is surprised, but it doesn't look like a player Pep Guardiola would fancy.
Exactly.
But you know, there's no smoke without fire, some people will say.
I get what you're saying, but there's no way. I'll be very surprised if Pep Guardiola goes for a player in the mold of Lukaku. Lukaku is prolific. We know his goal-scoring record speaks for itself. But it's just not the type of player Pep plays with. So, but we'll see. Fingers crossed.
All right. One more. Man United to contact Ramos. They've not sorted out the issue.
Ramos to United. Very, very unlikely.
But age is catching up with him.
Very unlikely.
I don't know.
Ramos at the stage of his career now, I'm sure he's already thinking about winding it down.
China, MLS,
or even
Saudi
PSG,
Arabia.
Paris. I mean,
yes, yeah.
the league
Last
is not
big payday.
Last big payday. I don't see that happening in Old Trafford. I'll be very, very shocked if that were the case.
All right, so that's a wrap on Sporting. So we'll go to Complete Sports.
All right, Complete Sports is next. Kelechi Iheanacho is right there and is getting a bit of backing from former England international Gary Lineker. Says Iheanacho can lead Leicester to FA Cup glory. That's because his record in that competition is simply remarkable. And Gary Lineker thinking this is the guy to help them go all the way.
Yeah, he's kind of the go-to man when things are not working. When trying to bully an opponent, trying the counter-attack is not working, then Brendan Rodgers tries Iheanacho, who could get the hot goal for you.
He's a different kind of player.
Not expending too much energy.
Yeah. All right, then still on the Complete Sports. Junior Ajayi makes Al-Ahly return after missing 2 months with injuries. Caught turned out
penalties in the top place game.
Exactly, against Palmeiras. So it's good to see Junior Ajayi back. Perhaps he will finally get on the radar of the coach getting a raw. Still on Complete Sports, yeah, this is coming. It's starting to come like we expected. Gattuso, he's talking about Victor Osimhen, says the Super Eagles striker can do more.
Yeah.
All right. So, Yemi, very checkered starts his Napoli career, the injury and the COVID, just not getting goals. It's only a matter of time before the fans start to put the pressure on their record signing, which is understandable.
Which is understandable, though. I mean, but I pray he won't get to a situation where all the frustration will be heaped on him. Just a certain Ivorian at Arsenal, his name skips me now, big money signing, and a lot of people, Pepe, you know, same club like Osimhen, you know, and so I feel sorry for him. But I'm very happy Gattuso is still in charge because Gattuso believes in Osimhen.
Yeah.
But then I agree with you. The goals better start coming.
They have to start coming. There's no two ways about it. And Didi is also talking, of course, excited to reach the quarterfinals of the FA Cup where they'll be taking on Manchester United. Let's go back to your tweets now before we wrap up the show. Pat, I've got your message. And you don't agree with me that the other guys or the other teams in England are pretenders. You're saying football, anything can happen, so I shouldn't be so quick to count them out. I will see about that. Mr. Benson, of course, just stick to Channel Sport this morning. You're going to get all the updates on that match between Kamara Usman and Gilbert Burns. We're not showing it. Noble Flyman, according to his name, the Nigerian nightmare you guys are saying his opponent knows him. He knows the Brazilian as well, inside out, and I see this ending in 2 rounds, just like his previous one. Good job. Thank you for watching the show, Noble Flyman, all the way from England. And Silas got your message as well, to congratulating Bayern for their commendable achievements. And mind-blowing indeed. Talked about Rivers United as well, too, with the incentives from the governor.
All right, we've crossed the finish line. That's a wrap on the show this morning. Thanks for joining us. It's the last one for the week, and join us later tonight for Sports Tonight, another 1 hour of everything sports. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.
I am Tahir Salam. See you again on Monday.